Yeah, this time of year, you just want to keep trying to get better, especially in the Big 12, and I felt like we took a step in the right direction with that, especially the first half defensively. We'd been struggling in that area, and it was a point of emphasis for us, and thrilled with our staff and our guys for setting the tone and trying to make them uncomfortable. You know, Mike's got a young team, and you can see that they're getting better, but I felt like our intensity defensively created some opportunities for us, and felt like we were aggressive the way we needed to be. And our guys are competing and playing for each other, and it's a fun time of year to be winning, and thrilled with our effort.
From about the 10-minute mark of the first half against West Virginia to now, have you seen that kind of shift of we need to ramp this back up again that we kind of talked about last week?
Yeah, I mean, our guys are 100% committed to trying to figure out a way to improve. And not a lot of teams improve in March. I mean, a lot of teams are just trying to figure out a way to manage what they're doing. And there's been a real emphasis on how do we get better. And defensively is really the place. And when you don't have Warren, who's back there, who can impact the game, and his size does, now we're a little smaller, and we're the worst shot blocking team in our league without him out there, and it's gotten worse. So then your positioning, your effort, your physicality has to be significantly better. Your rotations have to be tighter, your ball screen coverages. And I feel like our guys are talking, and it was on that first half. Our guys were committed to it, and it was successful.
It kind of seemed like, especially early tonight, especially on defense, that the guys are maybe more comfortable playing with Emily, like they kind of know his tendencies and where he's going to be. Have you seen that over the last couple of games?
Definitely. And, you know, our defense has, for the most part, been on retreat a lot. And Warren's a big part of that, because trying to keep him, you know, closer to the rim. But now that we don't have him, we've got to change the way we play. And so we've been more aggressive. Our help's been more aggressive, and guys are definitely committed to figuring out a way to improve.
You lost all these guys back in early January. You said they're young, have improved. Where have you seen those improvements for Oklahoma State since you last played them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Keller. I just think his intensity, you know, unfortunately, you know, the ball didn't go in for him. And when it does go in, then I think it changes everything as far as spacing is concerned. But his effort and his ability to guard the ball and to loosen up the opportunity for Wright to get going, for Small to get going, and then those guys, you know, go for 4 each from 3, and you know, ultimately that makes it difficult, you know, when the rest of the guys spacing wise. But man, I think the way they competed, you know, at Texas, and they had the game tied late in the second half, and we played them, and obviously they're playing great basketball, and the Oklahoma game was just a gut-wrenching game, and saw the way all those young guys were competing. I mean, this time of year, if you're playing and you're giving yourself a chance to win, you know, tonight I felt like, you know, just the ball didn't go in enough for them early to keep the energy the way it needed to be. But man, I like their young core group of guys.
Did you remind your team about that Oklahoma State has come back in some of these games recently that they've been down in?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a point of emphasis just for us to finish halves. I mean, we haven't put 2 good halves together defensively. We put 1. We did it in the second half against West Virginia. We did it in the first half here. And then we started the second half just waiting to see if the game could be over with. It's not the way you compete. And so it was definitely a point of emphasis. It's like the comfort level that they have in this building. The more comfortable they are, the better they play offensively. And it was definitely a point of emphasis.
Was there anything in particular that you felt clicked in maybe halfway through the first half offensively? Because your defense really carried you a lot in that half, but the offense really exploded there. I think you had like a 20-4 run at one point that really kind of was a nail.
Yeah, we've been shooting some early threes in transition, and we missed, I think, almost every one of them to start the game, even though we were getting paint. So I just encouraged them, like, let's keep getting paint touches, and let's keep putting pressure on the basket, and let's do a better job of that. And then we got a couple of offensive rebounds that I think turned into a basket. You know, and those are backbreakers when you're trying to stretch the lead, and you know, those extra effort plays. But for the most part, it was just, how do you get paint touches? How do you get Darian Williams closer to the basket? You know, get those shots first, and then get the ball moving, and then shoot perimeter shots after. And we shot some early perimeter threes, and felt like we needed to get paint first.
what's Kai's status right now?
You know, with our team and our program, when you look in this league, the top 2 teams in our league, the teams that are 1-2 in the standings, that are in the top 8 in the country, that are winning our league, have the 2 best defenses in the country. And so there's been an emphasis that what we're going to do defensively, everybody has to be all in on it. And so we're measuring who wants to guard and who wants to be about defense this time of year. And if you want to, you're going to be playing and be a part of the team. And if you're not, then it's not going to work.
From about the 11-minute mark of the first half against West Virginia to now, have you guys done anything differently? Like, have you intensified anything, ramped up anything to kind of have that switch from how West Virginia started to where you guys have been the last game and a half?
I mean, it's March. It's go time, so that's been our biggest mindset. We had a slow start at West Virginia, which was unacceptable. So, I mean, I think ever since about that 10-minute mark at West Virginia, we've had a different mindset. Just as a team, we've been more locked in, and we know what's at stake. So.
Darian, you guys were obviously defensively, that was kind of your strength in the first half. Second half, you felt like the offense was flowing maybe a little bit better. How did you kind of see things tonight?
I think at the beginning of the second half, we came out like State's on defense. Starting with me, I let up a lot of stuff, especially at the beginning, so I got to be better in that regard. But I think offensively, I mean, we'll be fine. I think as long as we keep focusing on defense, we can take it as far as we want.
Do you guys feel like you're kind of getting back to where you guys were a couple weeks ago, like with that edge, that spark, that intensity?
Yeah, I mean, like he said, it's March, so we know it can come to an end quick if we don't pick things back up. So we know what we have to do, and we've executed the last 2 games, or at least since the 11 mark at West Virginia.
Do y'all pay any attention to the standings heading into the last couple games?
I haven't. No, I'm just trying to win each game.
No, I haven't.
Pop, how close were you to coming to school here?
It was my second option. Super close, honestly. I love Mike Boynton to death. That's my guy. I'll always love him, and I'll forever appreciate him. So it was super close, though. It was between here and Texas Tech. So